let's start out right now with, well, let's see. We have a dog here, and it's very appropriately named. Estelle Monroe is with us, Estelle Giles-Monroe. She's a pet bereavement counselor at the Animal Protective Foundation. And with her, we have Deb Balliet, and she is the executive director over there. And what is the name of your dog, and how did it get its name?
Well, her name is Merry Christmas, and she was found roaming in the streets of Schenectady in late 2009, and she was found by the dog warden in Schenectady, and she was brought to the Animal Protective Fund, and the staff there decided to name her Merry Christmas because it was so close to the holidays.
Oh, that was really a sweet, sweet, sweet name for the dog. And it's a very well-behaved dog. It is not up for adoption, so you can't adopt Merry Christmas. But we always love to have a dog here, and to show the success of adopting an animal from the Animal Protective Foundation. Deb, what's going on over there? And tell us a little bit about the pet bereavement program.
Well, things are going very well at the APF, both with our spay and neuter clinic.
You just hired a new, or you just...
Volunteer coordinator,
yes.
Bree Doherty, who actually has worked with us for quite some time, and she was promoted from within, which we're always pleased to do, and she's going to be fabulous. And
good. Already
we're seeing the benefits of her knowledge of the shelter in the volunteer program. So the pet bereavement program came about, you'll remember, most people remember the J Street fires at the beginning of this year that were
terrible.
Tragic, and there were a number of animals involved in that fire and people being displaced and animals lost. And so that got us talking about the need for bereavement program in the community, and we got connected with Estelle and said, let's put something together. And so from there, a number of people helped to fund it, and we started, I think, in April.
Yes, we did.
Was the first month.
What a great idea. It really is, because, I mean, I don't know. I've lost a number of pets, and it's like each one is a heartbreak, because that pet has been with you 10 years, maybe for cats it could be 18 years, like one of ours. And, you walk around the house and you just expect that little nose to come around the corner or hop on the bed with you, and it's not there. And it's heartbreaking. How do people adjust to that?
Well, it's often extremely difficult because pet loss is harder than sometimes human loss. We can easily get another pet, but when you have an animal, like you said, a cat for 18 years, or even a dog for 6 months, that animal is entrusted to you, and you have to be able to take on that animal into your life. And many people believe that they form a bond. It's this, the human-animal bond is extremely powerful, and some people have it and some people don't. But generally, the people that come to my group are profoundly grieving the loss of their animals, and they're not just pets. They're often family members with fur.
They are.
And we call them our fur angels.
One of the things that I find, and I shouldn't say. I don't know how to word this, but there's people, you lose a pet and they say, well, just get another one. And that is the worst thing you can say to somebody.
So there's such ache in your heart that you can't just wash that away instantly.
Yeah, I mean, that is the worst thing you can say to anyone who's grieving. You would never say that to someone who has lost a husband
get another
or a child. You will never just say, oh, just get another husband or make another child. But oftentimes people can be very insensitive when it's just a pet.
They're probably not pet owners themselves who say that.
Right. It can be very difficult and for the person who's grieving because they don't know where to go with that grief. Right. And when we often say in our counseling sessions, in our group meetings, it's okay. It's a safe place. You can let it go. You can talk about the feelings and the loss. And we have Mary, who's our mascot, and she's obviously very comfortable around people.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But she seems a little anxious right now, right?
But she's been with me for 4 years in this kind of a setting. So in group settings, she comes in and she helps to sort of help people feel comfortable, and she'll go around the room and she'll make
greet
people
everybody.
Greet
she
everybody.
did that here. She was fine.
And yeah, she'll greet everyone, and she's had no training, but it really helped me and bringing her to sort of, she's a good groundbreaker in our group. And
Yeah.
she's been in every single session with me because I've been running groups like this for about 4 years now, and they've been so helpful to many people. And if people aren't comfortable in the group sessions, they can also be referred for individual therapy, because when you have this sort of loss, and it can be so traumatic, that it can bring up more loss for you. It can bring up the unresolved issues in your life. And here you have this animal who's no longer greeting you at home anymore. That animal's no longer waking up with you. And you lost a role in your life. You are an animal caregiver, and now that role has been taken from you because of death.
And an animal, dogs, I don't know about cats so much, but dogs give you unconditional love. A cat sees you as their servant sometimes.
Sometimes, but
But
then
a
we
dog
have those
is-
cats that are the cats that are talkers, and the cats that especially if they've been with you for almost
Oh my
20
God,
years,
they're
are
wonderful.
part of your, it's like losing an arm.
But it's that unconditional
They're gone.
love that a pet gives you. And like you mentioned about cats, I mean, I had a cat that would just lay on my stomach at night and just kind of cuddle up. So it's that comfort that animals give you.
Exactly. And you know, we know that in our human history, in our evolution, cats, dogs, and horses were the first animals to be domesticated.
Oh, really?
Yes. And they've been with us as service animals and as companions.
Yeah.
So we, in our group, I understand we've had people who've lost horses. We've had people in group that have lost canaries. Think about the exotic
doesn't make any
birds
difference.
that are with you for up to 40 years.
Yeah.
It's losing a part of your soul.
Exactly. Last week we had 2 bearded dragons on the show, and I mean, she very affectionate. I mean, she says that maybe they aren't affectionate to other people, but they're very affectionate to her. I can't imagine. I mean, I know that losing an animal is. I mean, I cried and cried and cried. It's like horrible, And I know I've got to get over this because I didn't know about you, but the
We'll
animal.
talk.
And then the thing is, you got the dishes that are there and the toys, and you're looking at them and you're thinking, I hate to give away the dish because it's got his name on it. I still have that dish, by the way. And for dogs that I babysit with, they get that dish to eat out of. So I know that Chica is still giving a little bit more in our home. When do you have these support groups?
Well, they are at the Animal Protective Fund, the third Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m.
Okay.
At 53 Maple Avenue in Scotia.
Do they just pop in or do they call?
Everyone is welcome. It's
Everyone's
free.
welcome.
Just show up at 6 and.
Okay. It's a free.
It is free. We have donors who have funded it,
So you
and
have it funded.
in the comfort of home, which is a home euthanasia service
Okay.
by Dr. Roger Blankfein.
Yes.
He's a major funder of it and a wonderful, caring man.
Yeah.
So we and we also have some support from the ASPCA.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll help promote that then on my free
you.
on my free list that
Thank
I do.
you so much.
Because I think it's important to process grief and whatever kind of
Extremely,
grief it
yes.
is. But the animals, to me, there's so much unconditional love that they give you, and you can come home feeling lousy, and your spouse says, "Why are you feeling?" But the dog just, "Ooh, we're so happy you're home." Anything else going on over there besides the pet bereavement? But we're going to continue to support that as well.
Well, as always, adoptions, cats and dogs, and we have 2 bunnies available right now, and we've started planning for our spring gala, April 21st.
I know, and you're going to be on to talk about that.
That when
Yeah.
it gets closer, but the plan.
Tales by Twilight, or
Tales by Twilight,
right.
but the planning begins now for April. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
So how exciting that
It
is.
is. Thank you
You're
for
gonna have
having us.
Are you going to have your Fire Plug 500 again?
Yep, that'll be in September.
Yeah, I know. They do so much fun stuff.
Good.
Get involved.
It's a great place. Call
And-
our new volunteer coordinator.
I was going to say, if you want to volunteer, they have a new volunteer coordinator. She'll find something for you to do, whether it's stuffing envelopes or whether it's the office
Walking
or
dogs, socializing cats.
socializing, whatever it is. If maybe you can't own an animal where you live. What a perfect way.
We're always looking for fosters, and you can limit it. We just ask people for a 2-week commitment. So
Okay. And what does that involve, just quickly?
It can be for dogs and cats and kittens, and we'll give you all the the training you need, all of the food you need. If there's any medications or special equipment, you'll get that. And you just care for the animal in your home. You bring them back for medical checks, anything like that.
And why would you foster out the?
We always foster kittens because they need to be socialized, and
Okay.
the shelter isn't the best place for them to get that
Yeah.
kind of attention. Some dogs don't do very well in the shelter, so we want to get them out into a home setting
Socializing.
where they'll be more relaxed but still available for adoption.
And not have a lot of dogs barking around them.
yeah,
Maybe
and-
they're intimidated or
Yeah,
something.
and some cats, so we have some small rooms we can keep multiple cats in, but a lot of them are in cages, and some just do better in a home setting.
Good.
So it's a way to keep them comfortable until they find their forever home.
Looks like she just gave you an idea for volunteering, so check it out. And if you want a cat or a dog for just a couple of weeks and want to give all the love you can, they'll be glad to have that too, right?
Thank you for everything.
I wish you both a very
Thank
happy
you so
holidays
much.
and,
Thank you.
and
You too.
have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
You already have a Merry
I know,
Christmas.
right?
It's guaranteed.
Every day is Merry Christmas.